Hi and welcome to this OnMaths update. Today we're going to be looking at what topics are likely to come up on the Foundation Paper 2 for the Edexcel exam on Friday. Enjoy! Hi and welcome to this OnMaths update. So a nice quick one for today. A lot of you have asked me what kind of topics will come up. Obviously I've seen the exam, as hopefully you have. And we can deduce what won't come up, and therefore we can focus our revision because we've got such a short amount of time. You've only got obviously tonight and tomorrow, and then your exams on Friday. So a few things, I've got a list of topics here that I've worked out, and I've crossed out all the ones that have come up on today's test and used my judgment. So I will go through the list for you. The first one I noticed not on there is anything really deep with algebra. We had some simplifying algebra, but factorise and expand algebra. So know how to break open brackets, know how to factorise, how to put them into brackets. Also solving, so with the equals. We had a little bit of that, but I think there's probably a little bit more to come on that. We didn't have any indices, so powers. So knowing that the x squared times x cubed would be x to the power of 5, things like that. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, things like that. Prime factors, highest common factor, lowest common multiple, didn't come up at all. If you're asked to do product of prime factors, it's the one where you write the number here and then do little lines coming out of it, so 60 and then 2 and 30, and then the 30 becomes 2 and 15, the 15 becomes 3 and 5. Okay, you might do it a different method, but that's the way most people do it. Lowest common multiple, just write the times tables. It's the first number that comes up in both times tables. And highest common factor, you see what numbers go into the number. So if it's 12, they're 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. You do that for both of the numbers, and it's the highest number in both of those lists. The big one, triangle improvement. It's almost been in every exam. They love triangle improvement normally. Okay, so it's well worth revising. It's dead simple. Just make sure that when you trap the number between two numbers, so if it wants it to one decimal place, which it normally does, if you know it's between 3.4 and 3.5, the last number to check is 3.45, so halfway between the two, and see which one to write down. Area of a triangle, don't forget with an area of a triangle, it's like a rectangle, okay, but obviously you halve it because it's half a rectangle, okay, just don't forget to halve it if it asks you for the area of a triangle. We didn't really get any volumes on this, okay, volume of a prism is just, you do the normal area of the cross section and times it by the height or width or length or whatever your teacher calls it, okay. Circles, we didn't get any circles, so you won't need to do it in terms of pi, which is a relief. Okay, but circles will be area of a circle pi r squared, circumference of a circle pi d or 2 pi r. Okay, if you remember those formulas, you'll normally be alright. Pythagoras didn't come up, so right angle triangle, don't forget that you square all three of the sides and the non-hypotenuse side would add together to make the hypotenuse side. Get a revision guide or go onto the website and practice Pythagoras if you don't know it, and it's probably going to come up towards the end. There weren't any transformations on the foundation. There were on the higher. You asked to do multiple translations and describe on the higher. I think they might go for symmetry maybe, and there might be a question on maybe a line of symmetry on the foundation. So make sure you understand how to do that. There weren't any basic averages question. You had to find the modal class, whatever it is. But there weren't any, here's a list of numbers, find some averages. So make sure you know that the mean, you add them all together and you divide by the amount of numbers. The median's the one where you put them in order of size and cross them off from both sides. If you've got 2 in the middle, you find the halfway point, or you add them together, divide by 2. And make sure you understand the mode is the most frequent. The range is obviously biggest, take away smallest. Okay, range is not technically an average, but we always learn it with it. Stem leaf diagrams weren't there. They might come up. We had a frequency polygon, obviously, so they might want to do another sort of data question. So stem leaf diagrams might come up. Interior and exterior angles of a polygon didn't come up. Remember that there's formulas for both of them. Exterior angles always add up to 360, and then there's a formula for the interior angles that you need to know. And as a bit of an aside, maybe two-way tables will come up in some form. There's a few more topics. Those are the main ones. Those are the ones I would revise tomorrow. Okay. There's a few other ones. A lot of the topics you don't need to worry about. Negatives, well, you've got a calculator now, so they're a lot easier. There weren't any imperial units. You had to convert with metric. What else is there? Bearings didn't come up, but they came up on the highest. They might not come up. Pie charts might come up. And the last one, I suppose, with data would be scatter graphs. Make sure that if you get a scatter graph, just draw the line of best fit anyway. And they're very, very relaxed over what the line of best fit should be. They're very relaxed. So if you're paranoid you don't quite get as many on top as below, you've probably got it right. Okay, so just leave it. Don't forget also that it's positive and negative. Okay, I don't know whether that was the right way around in the way you say it, but positive goes up and negative goes down. Or you might want to say as one increases, the other increases if it's positive. And you'll probably be asked to, if someone got a 30 on their maths test, what were they likely to have got on their physics test? And you just draw a line up to your line of best fit and across, or maybe across and down. Okay, it's all on the website for that. Let's have a look if there's anything else. There wasn't a probability table, so if you've got a probability table, don't forget they all have to add up to 1. But there was quite a few probability questions, so that might not come up. Make sure you know how to use your calculator, and make sure that you can round to 2 decimal places and to 2 significant figures or 3 significant figures. Okay, decimal places you start counting at the decimal point. You're probably used to that, but significant figures you start at the start of the number, apart from if it's 0. So if it's 0.0003, then you start counting at that 3. Okay, if it's 3 significant figures, you count 3 numbers and then you round it from there. There were a few percentages. Again, they're a lot easier with a calculator. Speed, make sure you understand speed, distance, time on the triangle. If you do the triangle, speed equals distance over time. Nth term wasn't on there. There was sequences, but didn't say the nth term. May come up. And loci and bisectors could come up as well. And you weren't asked to draw any graphs as well, so you could be asked to draw a quadratic graph. So it'll be a table of values, probably from -4 to 4, and it will say draw the quadratic, or draw the line for y equals x squared plus 3 or something like that. And you do each of the values. Sometimes they give you a few of them, and then you are asked to plot them. Remember, when you're plotting a quadratic, you want just a line going nice curve, no feathering, none of this, otherwise you will lose a mark. Make sure it goes through all of the points. If your graph doesn't look like a perfect U or an upside down U, and it sort of has a jaggle in it, I don't even know what the word jaggle is, but it's been a long day. So if your line doesn't go perfectly, check your table. You've probably made a mistake. If there's one value out, check your table, double check it, see what it should be to make a nice U shape. Okay, and if it doesn't make a nice U shape, just check your table. And normally it's because there's a negative and you've written -3 squared, when actually on a calculator you have to put it into brackets. Okay, bracket -3 squared. Okay, whenever you square a negative, you'll always get a positive, and your calculator, when you type in -3 squared, will do the 3 squared and then put a minus before it, and that's normally the mistake. Try the ones you're given. If you're given -2 and they have a value, check that you can get that value. If you can't get that value, then check the way you're working out. Normally it's just brackets that sort it out. I've been talking way too long. However, I hope this is really useful to you, and the best of luck for Friday. I will look at trying to update the questions on the website so that I can remove any that have come up already. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that today, but I'm looking at doing it ASAP for tomorrow. Thank you very much.